Okay, thanks for jumping in. Let's get started. All right, let's talk about structures of elements. In this particular thing, we're going to take a look at the tags. So why the tags are set up the way they are and what features tags have and why they're called elements. So let's start with one called the span tag. And as you can see here, I'm just going to place some content on the inside. So take note of the open angle bracket, the name of the tag. So in this case, it's span, and the closed angle bracket, or you can call them chevron, left chevron, right chevron. And within inside of that, you have some content. I'm a simple span tag. And then you have the left chevron, a /, the span tag, and the right chevron or right angle bracket. The first one is the opening tag, and the second one is the closing tag. The stuff in the middle is the content, and collectively, this whole thing or tag is called an element. Elements or tags can contain attributes, and the attributes usually go right after the name of the tag. So we could give this tag, the span tag, like an ID, which would be one type of attribute, and we could say we can make it unique. So the thing about IDs on HTML tags or elements is that the ID should be unique. Throughout your whole structure, you shouldn't have an ID with the same name somewhere else. So for instance, if we were to do this, we would get, kind of some issue here. My IDE is going, duplicated ID references. So it doesn't like when you create a element and you have the same name. Okay, so if I did something like this, we're happy.
What do you mean I left the video on? Oh, snap. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get back to work and you guys get back to the video. Okay, they're still there. All right, I'm going.
So depending on the element or tag, you can have various other attributes. I'm just going to apply some global ones to this attribute. So these are attributes that are usually universal, found everywhere across most tags or elements. So I'm going to add one called hidden. So what this does, if I go into the browser, you won't see anything because that hidden attribute hides the element and its contents. If I refresh, go back over here, we'll see that it pops up. You can also nest other tags inside of an element. So for right here, I could just add this italic tag here, and I've nested the I tag inside of the span tag. And if I go over here, you will see that the word simple has been italicized. So if I get back over here, we'll add a few more attributes. You can add something like, maybe it's draggable. It may have a style attribute. It may have a translate attribute. The attributes can be as many or as few as you need depending on what you're doing. These are some of the global ones that I'm just adding here. You may not need all of them on every single element, but they are useful and they do have their own descriptions or things that go with them and why you'd use them. So, you could have something where if you wanted something to be accessed by a certain key, let's say the S button, I would hit S and it would give the span tag focus. For instance, the style tag would allow me to embed inline styles for this element. The translate tag, depending on the browser, it would allow me to specify whether or not an element should be translated or not. So if I set this to true, then this element could be translated. And the title can specify some extra, information about the element. And the tab index would specify the tabbing order. If you had, to do some accessibility things and you wanted this thing to tab in a specific order, you can set that definition. I could set draggable to true. Yeah, there's a bunch of things that you can add or attributes that you can add to an element. You don't need them all, and depending on what you're doing, some of them are, very useful. You could do something like if you had some content that you wanted to be editable, you wanted to make sure that you could edit this. So we'll take a look and we'll go over into the browser and I'll do a quick refresh. And now I can click inside here. I can choose and say I am not such a simple span tag anymore. These are what the attributes allow you to do. Some of them are very powerful. You could add data attributes if you wanted to, or store custom data on a page or an application. So there's a lot of things that you'll see, and each HTML tag does have its own set of unique attributes, and it does have some global attributes that you'll also have access to. And that's it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like the video if you found this useful. Leave your comments and thoughts below. Take care, and I will see you next time.